there, good morning, or good evening. I was reading this stuff this morning, seeing this. Everybody's still in the bed, so I gotta. So, anyway, okay. Exploring an ancient and undeciphered language. Eteocypriot. Yes, that Eteocypriot and the Amathus. I can't pronounce this stuff. Bilingual inscription. There, so somebody that I'm gonna have to pause and get it in a minute. So, an English architect by profession, self-trained in the discipline of studies of linguistics and ancient history. Michael Ventris would be the first to identify the Macean written linear B inscriptions as a language belonging to a more archaic form of Greek. Give me just a minute here. I'll be right back. Okay. Anyway, with the aid of John Chadwick, a full decipherment of the late Bronze Age corpus would continue from 51 to 53 and in turn be published to the world to see. Unfortunately, this did not provide any more insight into the still undeciphered linear A. This person writing the article has always been fascinated with it and said, give me just a second. Again, I'm sorry. Kids are up, so I'm going to try to do it. Anyway, they've always been fascinated with human history. They speak this language and one of the two languages associated with it. This and the other being Greek. The purpose of the article is to bring renewed interest into one of Europe's ancient and undeciphered languages. Check that out. That's neat. Cyprot. And it's all about history, and there's other stuff you can look at. That looks really interesting there. Just tells about the history of it and how it came to be and stuff. It's the true Cypriot. Anyway. It was written in Cypriot. Hang on a second again, I'm so sorry. Okay, they refer to this pre-Greek language as Eteocypriot or True Cyprian, derived from the Minoan linear A. It was written in the Cypriot syllabary, or the Cyprio-Minoan variant, which would later evolve to linear C. However, during the 10th century BC, it was competing with the Archaico-Cypriot Greek dialect and eventually became extinct in approximately the 4th century BC. To this day, the language remains undeciphered and the mystery surrounding it continues. And in 1913, they discovered the Acropolis of Amathus, Cyprus, and written on black marble slab. The Amathus Bilingual contains the most famous non-Greek inscription written with the Cyprio-Minoan syllabary. It is a dedicatory inscription from the city of Amathus to the noble Ariston. As mentioned earlier, the script bore uncanny similarities to that of the Minoan linear A. This is very, very interesting stuff here. And about the culture and everything too. So, see there, check that out. I love this stuff. You know, with what I write and my artwork and stuff. You know, there it's really intriguing. So there we go there. And there's the syllabary. So anyway, and there's that. The wind script. It's very interesting stuff here. And there, Phoenician temple to the goddess Astarte. This is one of these things that was translated here. This, I believe. So, I ain't got time to go in depth with that. We gotta go here before all said. But anyway, I would love to get more into this and try to do one later, more in depth on it and stuff and everything. So, what was that one that I was looking at? What the hell was it? I'm so sorry. This here, I'm gonna look more into that there. So, anyway, I'm gonna go on to this here about the language there. It was a pre-Indo-European language spoken in the Iron Age Cyprus. It's the original Cyprian, parallel to Eteocypriot, both of which names are used by modern scholarship to mean the pre-Greek languages of those places. So they had that picture on that page there. But it's pretty much saying some of the same things that other did. And there you can go look into all these other things here too, and stuff. So I've got a lot of stuff on this on my computer and everything. Like I said, I love this very interesting stuff. Bilingual inscription, that's just telling you what it is and stuff. And tablets and stones where they're wrote in several different languages. They're much like the Georgia Guidestones, cornerstones of the UN headquarters, of course. What was the other one? Shit. And this too, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights by the UN. Pushing their agenda. This is from 1948. And then the Georgia Guidestones, of course. And I think it's, how they play the symbology and all that. See, the picture that they're showing is in Chinese and Arabic inscriptions. Showing the Chinese and inscription on the wiki page. So, how China and the Arab countries are, becoming more powerful. So they say. So anyway, I want to point that out there. That's, not far from where I live. So anyway, and here is, I meant to make this bigger. I don't remember what language this was originally in. But anyway, this is just more about that language there and stuff. So, that's really neat there. So anyway, okay. And this here, it's the from Omniglot. It's telling about it as well as like that other did there. So, sample text and links, other links to stuff and everything. So, and here is, what's this? See, there's the wiki for that. Like I said, I plan on doing more on this. This is really interesting. To me, personally, it should be to everybody, going back and looking at these languages and how they got assimilated or just totally done away with, like they're doing now, eliminating the language and the cultures of certain countries and everything. So it's really, it's really important to go back and look at this stuff and see how history repeats itself. And like I said, how they assimilate other cultures into other cultural groups, and that's what happened with this language. And the culture's still there, but it's, you know what I mean. Anyway, they assimilate. And that's what's going on with the world now. Like I said, the history repeating itself and everything. So, anyway, just a little bit on that. This is more, and I'm gonna go more into it at another day. Probably won't be anytime soon. Maybe it will. I'd like to, but anyway, I got to go. Stuff to do today, so I'll see you later today at 5 Eastern on my other channel. For a show. So anyway, much love, y'all, and have a great day or great evening. So wherever you are. Anyway, see ya.